Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily analysis video. Today's video, hopefully, is going to be a quick one. I do have renovations going on at my place, so hey, let's go ahead and get this one started. We're going to cover Bitcoin, we're going to look at the weekly, then we're going to look at the mid-time frames, and then we're going to go ahead and remind you of what's really important here that I do believe a lot of you are missing. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we have the weekly, and a quick recap for all of you who did miss the past few videos. Last week we were looking for this region over here, this red line over here, to act as resistance, right? On first test at the very least, 10,500ish acted as resistance as expected, but look at how the candle closed, right? This is where the holistic picture matters. Things in trading are not black and white, and based on this candle close, when the week opened, what did we say? We said, hey, Bitcoin does look like it wants to push a little bit higher and test a little higher, and we were looking towards that 10,950 to 11,000 region, right? And what do you know? Bitcoin came and tested 10,950. I was looking for to actually test a little bit higher, 11,100-ish, 11,050-ish if I had to be a little bit more precise. But the blue dot over here again being more of a resistance, precise resistance. Again, one more time, right? So let's go ahead and now, should we look at the lower time frames? Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the mid time frames immediately. I want to keep this video short and sweet. So here we have the 12-hour time frame, and I want you guys to pay attention to what's going on over here because it's really, really interesting. And what Bitcoin does next is going to be very, very decisive. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my horizontals. But before I do that, actually, I want you guys to remember, think back to the previous videos. What was our support and what was our resistance? During this region over here, major resistance was 10,550 to 10,650-ish, right? That was a $100 zone as resistance. After that, the next resistance was what? 11,050 to 10,050-ish, right? We're expecting Bitcoin to break through the first resistance and then get towards its next resistance. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn on our horizontals, and you're going to see that Bitcoin is sitting smack in between the two of them now. It flipped the first resistance, went and tested the next resistance zone, and now the previous resistance is now support, right? This is how you can get your easy trades, guys. A lot of people start getting ultra bearish on Bitcoin, right? As soon as we start seeing resistance on the first test of 10,950, which was essentially expected, right? How many times over the past few days have we been saying that in these videos? On the first test, we're likely going to get rejected. On the first test, we're likely going to get rejected. Said it over and over again. What does that mean? Does it mean that you have a short opportunity over there? Yes, if you're looking for a quick trade in and out, but it also means that on the next test of the previous resistance, flip support, you have a trade opportunity towards the upside. Now, this depends on whether you are leaning bearish or bullish, right? If you're leaning bearish, yes, of course, you want to be taking this trade over here and short this zone over here at around 10,950 to 11,050-ish. If you're leaning bullish, you had a trade opportunity along these blue dots over here, lining up with this zone over here at around 10,550-ish. So, what does Bitcoin do from here? Again, guys, it's if this, then that, right? If we break the zone over here at around 11,050-ish, towards the upside, hey, we're going to be testing our highs again at around 12,000 to 12,200. If we break down underneath the zone 10,600, we're going to be going lower to around 9,900-ish to perhaps even lower actually. And I do want to remind you guys how important this level is moving into the close of this month. 10,650. You can round that up to around 10,700, and I want you guys to think back to the past couple of months. How important has 10,700 been to us leading into the month of September? Let's go ahead, turn off everything right now, hide our horizontals, hide our indicator, turn on a clean monthly chart. I want you guys to go ahead and just put your cursor onto that 10,700-ish level right over here, right? These candle closes, okay? We are waiting for Bitcoin to close candles above this region over here. And what do you know? We closed July The month of July ended with a nice clean close above that level. Looks like it's around 10,800. What's the exact level? We can go ahead and, okay, if you have to just, all you have to do, by the way, guys, quick tip, just take your cursor, hover it over the candle, and look at the top left hand corner right after your ticker over here, right? You can see the C symbol. It says C 10,761. That is your candle close. That's how you can get a more accurate indication as to what levels you're looking for, right? So 10,761 key monthly level. We broke it in July, tested it the next month in August, bounced off it. Now the question is, can September defend it? Going back on over to our 12-hour time frame now again. You can see that it looks like we are finding support off that level, but we do have many 12-hour candles before the month could close, right? We have 15 days to go, so we have 30 12-hour candles to go before we can close this month. So the question is, can we hold this level going into that monthly close? Okay, all that matters, to be honest, is can we defend the monthly above this level? So the 12-hour could dip underneath, the 12-hour could close underneath. Yes, it would be even more bullish if the 12-hour continues to hold those candles over there, more so the daily, to be honest. But at the end of the story, we want to see the monthly close above 10,700-ish, right? If we see that, that's when we know that, hey, you know what? The monthly time frame that has been giving us our edge ever since the big Corona candle, right? Going back all the way here, if you guys do remember, if you guys have been following, the first big clue for us that things might be turning around was when this level at 6,300-ish, 6,400 was defended. We were like, we might be wrong about being bearish when we saw this monthly get defended at this level, right? And that's what matters, guys. A lot of people have been messaging me recently and asking me about how should they manage their trades. And hey, you're going to be wrong sometimes. It's about knowing that you're wrong and switching towards the other side. Getting the hints, getting the clues from the chart and being like, hey, you know what? I could be wrong. This time around, we just have to decide whether we want to keep staying bullish or do we want to stay or flip bearish, right? Hey, as of right now, Bitcoin is in limbo. There are trade opportunities, range trade opportunities, in my opinion. If you're looking for a trend trade, it depends on whether you want to be too aggressive or not. I don't have any reason, or rather I don't have an appetite to be aggressive, so I am willing to wait. If you turn on your mango ribbon, let me go ahead and turn on mango ribbon, you're going to see that the Kijun was tested, the Kijun was defended, as of now at the very least, so things aren't looking too bad at all. Let's go ahead and show you something really quickly actually on the BLX chart, okay, and I'll switch on back on over to the weekly for this one. And I want to remind all of you that on the Ichimoku, on BLX, we have flipped the cloud green. This zone over here where we closed the cloud and flipped the cloud green was very, very similar to what we did over here, right? Gave people a really bullish feeling, got everybody really excited, and then had a massive dump, touching the Kijun, testing the Kijun, and then drifting back on over to the top of the cloud and starting the bull trend. But similar story, the cloud had flipped green, we were above the cloud, dipped back into the cloud, and then continued the trend. Can we be seeing something similar over here? Or rather, could we be seeing something similar over here? We tested the Tenkin, we're defending the Tenkin, and looks like Bitcoin wants to push up higher. But what Bitcoin does from here is going to be really key. Remember, guys, just because that's what happened over here doesn't mean that it's what's going to happen over here. The history does not dictate the future. Yes, the history rhymes with the current price action, but it does not dictate the current price action. So you got to be flexible, you got to be a trader, and you got to be ready to make the decisions to flip towards the other side if you see the right signs. Losing this Tenkin over here is going to be an indication to me that, hey, perhaps we want to test the bottom of the cloud. What does that line up with? 8,500. Does that line up with any levels we discussed in the past previous videos? That's for you guys to go back and find out if we discuss those levels, because I'm not here to spoon feed every single thing to you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap up the video with a quick look at the lower time frames, specifically the 4-hour time frame. If you guys did catch yesterday's video, you guys know that we were looking at a really nice bullish divergence play forming up, and we did see that follow through. Got activated right over here at around 10,350, got our move towards our resistance to 10,600, cleared that level, retested that level, moved on to our eventual target, which was 10,950 to 11,100. Smacking up against the bottom of the zone of our target, right? Our target was essentially the zone between 10,950 to 11,100, but now this is where it gets really interesting. If you turn on your Ichimoku, let's hide our horizontals for now, turn on your Ichimoku available on the Mango ribbon with our settings, you're gonna see that we are smacking up against the flat of the top of the 4-hour cloud. Really clean, really neat, giving us some really nice trade opportunities. If we close above the 4-hour cloud, a candle close, open and candle close above this, I'll be looking towards a test of the 200 moving average, right? This is a usual setup. We take this trade often in the Mango community. What does that line up with? 11,100. What do you know? How do you like that for confluence? That does line up with the top of our zone, especially if this 200 moving average starts inching its way down towards 11,100, 11,150. Bitcoin is spending a lot of time over here. We got rejected once, got the push down, only put in a higher low it seems like. Now, can we put in a higher high? If we take out this high over here at around 10,950 to the dot actually, I'd be looking for a thrust towards 11,150-ish, lining up with the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. That does get a lot of eyes on it, right? So, we could see a thrust towards the 200 moving average. The question is, can we close candles above the cloud? Okay, if we start closing multiple, right, if we start closing like 2, 3, 4 candles above the cloud over here, it is likely that we actually even take out the 200 moving average eventually. But hey, that is left to be seen. We'll go ahead and do an update for you guys in tomorrow's video, so don't miss tomorrow's video. If you missed yesterday's video, please go ahead and check that one out too, especially if you like divergence plays but you're still confused as to how to play them. My name is Sean Dexter. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Throw a like, throw a subscribe. Until then, do the Mango way, do it the stress-free way.